Hey, welcome back. We use it every single day, but have you ever really stopped to think about money? Where did it even come from? It's this absolutely wild story of human ingenuity, showing how we went from, trading actual stuff to just tapping our phones. So let's get into it.
I mean, seriously, just think about that for a second. Imagine you've got your phone, but you need a week's worth of groceries. How do you even make that trade? Like, how many apples is an iPhone worth? And what if the farmer doesn't even want a phone? It gets complicated fast, right? Well, that exact problem is where our whole story kicks off in a world with no money. So, for literally thousands of years, the only game in town was the barter system. It's the most basic kind of economy you can imagine. Super simple, right? A direct swap. You've got what I need, I've got what you need, boom, we trade. But, and this is a big but, there was this one massive, really frustrating flaw that basically stopped economies from ever really growing. And this is the heart of the problem. Economists have a fancy name for it, the double coincidence of wants. It just means both of you have to want exactly what the other person is offering. So look at this example. The farmer's got wheat and he wants shoes. Simple enough. But the shoemaker, he doesn't need wheat. He's trying to get a clay pot. And just like that, no trade. The deal's off. You can see how this would just bring everything to a grinding halt. We absolutely needed a better system. So what was the fix? How did we get wrong this mess? Well, instead of that chaotic, everything for everything approach, societies came up with a really brilliant workaround. It's called commodity money. Basically, whole communities just agreed. They agreed on certain common, everyday items that everyone would accept as payment, no matter what they were actually trying to sell. And this is where it gets really fun and kind of weird. We're not talking about gold coins yet, not even close. People got super creative with this. The Aztecs, they used cocoa beans. In Norway, they used butter. Yep, butter. Roman soldiers famously got part of their pay in salt, which, fun fact, is where our word salary comes from. And it gets even stranger. In Paraguay, they used snails, and on the island of Nauru, they used rats. No joke. Okay, and this is a really important leap forward. Take a look at these wampum beads, used as money by many Native American tribes. Now think about it. You can't eat them, you can't build a house with them, so why were they valuable? The only reason is because everyone agreed they were valuable. And that's a huge mental leap. This abstract idea of shared trust, this collective belief, that is the psychological foundation of all money, even today. All right, so using things like butter and beans is a big step up from bartering. But you can probably see the new problems, right? I mean, butter melts, beans can get moldy, plus not all beans are the same size, and carrying around a ton of them is just a pain. To really let an economy grow, to trade over long distances, you need something better, something durable, something consistent, and something you can actually carry around. And that's what led us to the age of metals. People started out using useful metal things like axe heads, but pretty quickly they landed on precious metals, gold and silver. Why? Well, for one, they don't rot, and two, they're pretty rare. But the real revolution, the game changer, happened around 600 BC in a kingdom called Lydia, that's modern-day Turkey. They created the world's first officially stamped coins. Think about what that means. It's not just about easy shopping. Suddenly, a ruler could stamp their authority on the economy, fund huge armies, and build empires. This changed everything. This chart really lays it all out. Just compare something like salt to gold. Durability? Gold is basically indestructible. Divisibility? Good luck trying to get exact change from a block of butter, right? But with gold, you can easily shave off little bits. Portability? High value in a small, easy-to-carry package. Metals just ticked all the right boxes for a more sophisticated world. But of course, solving one problem just creates a new one. Gold and silver are great, but they are heavy. And if you're a merchant carrying around bags of gold, well, you're basically a walking target for bandits. The solution to the weight of wealth wasn't a stronger bag. It was paper. And the idea, which first really took off in 10th century China, was simple genius. A merchant would take his heavy, clunky gold to someone he trusted for safekeeping and get a paper receipt in return. And pretty soon, people realized, why bother going back for the heavy gold at all? We can just trade these convenient light-weight receipts instead. And that's it. That's the birth of the banknote. It's really just a promise on a piece of paper, representing value that's stored somewhere else.
So when you look at this entire incredible journey from beans to banknotes, it was all in service of creating something that could perform a few very specific essential jobs for our economy, which kind of brings us to the big question, what is money fundamentally? What does it actually do?
Well, it turns out, for anything to truly be considered money, it has to nail these four key jobs. It's got to be a medium of exchange. That solves our whole barter problem. A unit of account, so we know a car is worth more than a coffee. A store of value, so our savings don't spoil like a block of butter. And finally, a standard of deferred payment, which is what makes everything from mortgages to loans possible. And here's the really cool part. Think about it. A metal coin, a $20 bill, a plastic credit card, or even just the digital numbers in your banking app. They all look completely different, but they're all designed to do those exact same things. The technology of money has changed dramatically, but its core purpose, that has stayed constant for centuries.
It's been an incredible evolution, all driven by our collective need to make trade faster, easier, and more secure. And that leaves us with one final fascinating question. After this journey of thousands of years, from shells and salt all the way to digital code, what's the next step in the story of money?